wrestling. Anusha, if you would like to start with a little bit of introduction to wrestling and the cultural aspect of wrestling.
Yeah. So in India, it's a traditional sport in some parts, right? For example, in Haryana, you know that it's a part of culture and family and all that, right? So no, it's not across the country, and that is one of the major reasons that we get maximum wrestlers out of Haryana. Now, and after 2014, I think our world stage performance has not been phenomenal. There has been a little nosedive, but we have some exciting youngsters coming up as well. Now, what is Haryana doing right, which other states can see? One is tradition; it is deeply rooted, which we can't force in other states. But other than that, what they do is they have their tournaments on mats in Olympics, etc. They do on the mat style, right? Haryana does that as well. So the transition for wrestlers from local to an Olympic level is not very difficult. In most other parts that you see, it will be in mud, right, in dangles. And in Haryana, they do a lot of tournaments. Apart from the normal dangles, they do lots of tournaments. So the level of competition is very high. And they are used to wrestling from the childhood in front of massive crowds. So it does not intimidate them. There is no fear, which is difficult for other parts. The other interesting thing is the Haryana government, right? They have a sports quota. So if the wrestlers can join the police force, and so there is a job security for them. So they go and perform freely. And families take the sport very seriously. Right? The parents actually take a lot of effort. If you see Divya Kakran's life and all that, right? The family also is involved in the whole sport. So that also makes a massive difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the difference between, I think, Maharashtra and Haryana, because Maharashtra is very famous for Kusti, which is which takes place on mud ground. And we have Hind Kesari, we have Maharashtra Kesari. All these are phenomenal wrestlers. But I think that's the difference between, like you said, like mat and mud ground. That's the difference. So that is why we see more wrestlers from Haryana going to the top. And now the case is that players like Fogat sisters have set up an example for all men and women of Haryana, and they think they were already thinking about sports as a serious choice, but they are even more thinking about getting into wrestling now because of the role models that they have.
Even in India, there are other issues, right? The infrastructure, the administration. See, when you have a lot of local stuff, everything happening within Haryana, there is bias that creeps in. It's not very fair. So I'm not blaming anybody, but that's how the situation is today. So if you summarize all of that, the lack of competition in other states, the way the rewards are set up, the training facilities, infrastructure, administration, all of this needs to improve for us to step up. Now, having said all that, like I said, there are a lot of exciting youngsters coming up who have just become seniors, especially women wrestling. So I have a gut feeling that this time we're going to do much better in women wrestling. And also this Khelo India and all that, there is some initiatives that are happening. So in the next few years, I think we should see a phenomenal leap in wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely, Anusha. And I like that, government has supported youth games, especially. And the government has given them a platform, a national platform to showcase their talent. That is what we want when we are young, right? We need a little bit of recognition. We need a little bit of support. And not just from our parents. Parents are already there. Family members are already there. But at a national level, when you get a chance to show your talent, that is a big deal. Even in wrestling, phenomenal players are coming up. And one of the things that I like about wrestling is young players are showing some brilliant talent. For example, Sonam, who plays in the same weight category as Sakshi Malik, who is our previous silver medal holder, 2016 Olympics. And she has beaten Sakshi twice. That is, and she's very young. Like, if Olympic hadn't been postponed to 2021, she would not have been able to get a chance to qualify for the Olympics. She's that young. She used to play for cadet category. I don't know. What's your opinion on Sakshi Malik? What do you think? How is she going to do?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, right? I think the young blood that's coming in is actually showing a lot more promise. And having beaten her, I don't know how she's going to take it. I mean, I would be great. I would be glad to see her perform really well, but I'm not very sure, frankly speaking.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical about Sakshi Malik, but I am a little excited about Geeta Fogart coming back. Um, I know that she's an underdog, but I'm betting all my money on her. For some reason, I just have this gut feeling that, incoming qualifiers just before 2021 Olympics, I really hope that she secures an Olympic berth for her weight category. What's your take on that? I would like to know what do you think about her.
Yeah, so actually, it may not be very easy, by the way, to qualify also, because we have 4 people already who have qualified, right? We have just 2 berths left now, based on Asian and the world qualifier. And we have a host of contenders in there, lots of youngsters. But if she does, that will be a massive inspiration for everybody, right? From coming back from, I think she just coming back from maternity, if I'm wrong, right? Yeah. So back and then getting the 2 slots. I would love to see that kind of spirit.
I'm really excited to see what Geeta Fogart does because she started the whole wrestling movement in India. She's the pioneer of it all. But it's not going to be easy, She's in 62, if I'm correct.
So but 62 is tough, right? It's Sonam Malik and Sakshi Malik of the world, yeah.
Her experience would be very important. And she was not going to compete because she was on a long break. She didn't have time to train. But since the Olympic has been shifted to 2021, she'll get more time to train. So a lot more contenders are entering, Olympic competition because the tournament was shifted to next year.
Yeah, we have a big pool now to choose from. It's a good problem to have.
And also, can we talk about the new participant, Dahiya?
Ravi Kumar.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the first time he'll be competing for Olympic berth, if I'm correct. And but he's doing well. What's your take on that?
Yeah, so to be one of the first 4 to qualify itself is a big thing. So 4 of them have qualified, right? So Bajrang Punia, Deepak Punia, Ravi Kumar in the men's and Vinesh Fogart in the women's. So yeah, I think, like you said, I think it's his first appearance and he's been doing well and qualify in first 4. So yeah, there's a lot of expectation from these 4.
If you look at our history of wrestling, we have got 5 medals. First was obviously Kasaba Jadhav, who is like the legend of wrestling India. But then we also have Sushil Kumar, who has won 2 medals, which is phenomenal because winning 2 medals consecutively is a tough job in Olympics. Nobody has done that, at least in women's category. An interview video of Risako Kawai, who is #1 wrestler. She's from Japan. That video, they were talking about who has won consecutive medals in wrestling, and nobody. I think she's going to be the first one to attempt the consecutive medal in wrestling. It's that competitive. I mean, what I mean is like the same player hasn't won 2 consecutive medals.
Yeah, got it.
And I feel like women's wrestling is somewhat more competitive than men's wrestling in India, especially.
Currently, definitely. Yes. And we haven't won a single gold, I think.
No.
Women's wrestling, right? Yeah.
But what is going to be exciting also is Russia not participating. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that. But yeah, overall, I think our wrestling scenario looks really, really good. The national camps have already started. Bajrang Punia is taking extraordinary efforts. I think he's participating in an American tournament.
Yeah.
in coming years, and he's going to stay there to train.
For people to just understand, right? In Olympics, it happens in three categories, right? One is Greco-Roman and freestyle men, freestyle women. These are the three categories that happen, and each of them have 6 weight categories that people compete in. So for us, what 4 of them who have qualified are all in freestyle till now. So we are not extremely strong there. I know there is Sunil Kumar and Ashu, I think, in the Greco, but we haven't qualified yet. So, but in the camp, we have sent, I think, 14 Greco-Roman wrestlers also. So it's a mix of everybody. So let's see who fills the remaining 2 spots.
I think what people would also like to know, Anusha, is we have the medal matches at Olympics for wrestling have a little bit of different format. So your gold and silver medal is fixed, but for bronze medal, there's something called repechage. That's how Sakshi Malik won her bronze medal, right? Okay, so Sakshi Malik fought against a player, and the other player won, who then went on to the second match, bronze match, and she lost to the other player. So the winner of the second bronze match and Sakshi Malik had a match, and then Sakshi Malik won that match and then got
Yeah, so it's like the playoff that happens in the
yeah, it
IPL.
is.
So the heavyweights like Russia, you said, won't be there, but there are other wrestlers from US, Japan, Turkey, Cuba. So we need to see how they are also doing. And yeah, but I think somehow, like you said, I just feel we have a good chance this time with a lot of youngsters coming.
Yeah, for women's wrestling though, Japan is a big competition, I think, for us.
Yeah.
In all weight categories, they are doing phenomenal job. Like I said, I was watching video of Risaka, and she exactly knew what mistakes she made in her previous match that she lost, and she has brilliant background, right? She won 2016 gold. She has won 2015 World Championship, 2017, 2018, and 2019 World Championship. And she is participating in 2021 Olympics at home. So she has that home ground advantage also.
Absolutely,
so it'll be fun to watch how she performs. And her sister is also participating in the 2021 Olympics.
And even the men's Japanese wrestler, I think Takuto, recently defeated Bajrang Punia in the Asian Championship final as well. What's the difference between the championship and World Cup? Are you aware?
So the World Championship is essentially like the World Cup, if I'm correct. But now they are replacing it with an individual World Cup. So so the World Championship goes as a the entire nation goes as a team. But individual here, like players are, like, if I'm correct, I'm not exactly sure, but individual players are allowed to participate. But our federation is thinking of sending the full contingent. So yeah, anything more to add, Anusha? What's your take? On overall India as a team at Olympics.
So, like I said, right, the 4 that have qualified, I think, are qualified because of a reason, because they're there in the top six, I think, right, in World Championship in their respective categories. 2 more youngsters is what I feel will go through. So I would be following them to just see what's happening in the qualifiers, in the camp, how they're doing, etc. Yeah, so I'm excited. So thanks to this series of talks, I'm actually learning about a new sport every time, like I said. Last time was badminton, now we have wrestling. So I have a few players marked just to follow them. So it'll be exciting.
India, I definitely think has a chance of winning a medal. How many? Yeah, that we'll have to see. But I am also betting, I'm betting on Geeta. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like, I want to bet on her. And I want to bet on her comeback.
I'm thinking about Divya because I heard her podcast, her story
Yeah.
She is a fighter, and I just feel she won't let this chance go by. That's my thought.
Vinesh Fogart. Can we
Hmm.
touch up on that? Because she didn't have a great Olympic
Yeah,
last time. She was injured and badly injured. Took her a while to come back.
yeah,
And I can imagine that. I think that going on the mat makes her think of that particular injury and that particular incident. So I think it's not just about training and being fit. I think it's playing on her mind also. So
true.
she's already qualified, which is a good thing
Yeah.
for us.
And I think she
But
won a gold earlier this year in Rome.
yeah,
So at least before the pandemic, that end was good.
yeah.
Um, and I think the training camp, she should be, coming up to speed.
Is she going to think about how badly I was injured, or is she going to think about the injury and say, "Yeah, I want to do better. I don't want to get injured. I want to win the medal because I couldn't last time."
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how she takes that.
But I think at that professional level, they get over that they have to. Like mentally strong, being strong is the most important. I don't think that will impact her. I just feel she'll be more hungry to win in this Olympics.
And she's going one category up, right? She's doing 52 kgs this time. Opponents are new. The competition is different than your normally weight group. I think that was it for us for today. Wrestling is going to be phenomenal, I think. Any last words, Anusha, before we close uh, close for today?
Yeah, so it was fun discussing this. We get passionate when we discuss about our own sports people, right? So, and especially with a big event coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it was exciting, and I'm looking forward to the next sport now.
yeah. So this is it for today, and we'll be coming back in next 15 days with a new sport and new sports updates.